The word is contextual perception, as the unification of contextual visual perception and auditory contextual perception by the word's ability to be seen, visual perception, and heard, auditory perception. But it is all based on the context. The word is meaningless if it is completely out of context. Context. Pure auditory perception. Pure visual perception. Pure perception. Meaning. Meaningless. Out of context. Out of context. Meaningless. 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 Meaning. Meaning. Contextual perception is meaningless if it is completely out of context. Contextual perception is context. Meaning. Contextual perception out of context is meaningless. Is meaningless if it is completely out of context. Out. Meaningless. Of. Is. Completely. The. If. Is. Word. It. Context. Contextual perception is context. Meaning. But contextual perception is also out of context. Meaningless. This is meaningless contextual perception. This is meaningful contextual perception. Has meaning. The meaning of meaningless contextual perception. Out. Meaningless. Of. Is. Completely. The. If. Is. Word. It. Context. Out of context. The meaningless requires context just as much as meaning. Pure perception. There is no context. There is no context. There is no context. In pure perception. If there is no context, then there is no meaning and no meaninglessness. Context. Context. If there is no context, then you have a pure perception. 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 Perception.